Hello, everybody. It's Dave Neal, stand-up comic and power litigator. That's right. It's we got an update to this Jane Doe court case that's going on. Multiple court cases. A wild email shows a couple's contract that was drawn up by Jane Doe in her attempt to, I believe, convince Clayton Echard to give her a fair shot. I mean, look, this is the type of tenacity you need in the workplace. Put this on LinkedIn. Somebody who will go the extra mile. Wait, what's that? It's coercive. It's emotionally very bizarre at the very least. Okay, well, look, I'm going to read the article. I'm going to read the email to you. And we're going to talk a little bit about some other activity going on in the Clayton Echard v. Jane Doe. Been a little bit quiet on my end, and that is not for a lack of movement regarding the different court cases. She has an injunction against harassment case coming against me this Monday, which is only several business days away. But if you're planning on buying a ticket to that court case, get a Southwest ticket, which has unlimited ability to cancel and replan, because I don't want anyone to lose any money if that court case doesn't happen on Monday, although it is on the books as of this moment, as far as I know. Okay, let's get to this story. We've got Reddit here banning the subreddit that was in the name r/Jane Doe. It's been banned. Now, don't search r/Jane Doe. That's not the name of it. It was her real name, a name in which I have not said once in its entirety here, because I don't want her to receive any extra troll comments or DMs out there. We're trying to fight this fight fair. This fight being exposing what is true versus what is false, what has been used as, in my belief, coercion to get others to be in relationships with her, and it's completely fair game to discuss this now that, and before it was, but now that she's made an article about me where she doesn't give me the privilege of not using my name, even though I've done nothing but share what I believe to be accurate court filings. Now she'll claim, well, that was dropped by a lawyer or this or that. What I'm about to share you doesn't even tip the scale of some of the wild and crazy things that exist out there. Some of the things I'm just not even prepared myself to stomach reading them to you. And I want to get the approval of different legal professionals, not because it's illegal, but because I don't want their image to be harmed by the accusations that she has made about them. Do I have that correct? Okay. It's all out there on the internet, folks. Here's the email that former TEDx woman speaker Jane Doe, as we have here in her subline here, very proud of that. Here's the email that she sent to Clayton in an attempt to give their relationship a fair shot. Now, this could, if you put the right music behind this is very rom-com cute. This is very cutesy. But it's also, like, if you put the other type of music behind it, it's also very thriller, scary movie type of vibe. And it's very blurry here. These court documents do not always come out in 4K. She said, Clayton, I was going to ask if you wanted to read the article I wrote before submitting it to the Huffington Post, but I know you won't respond, so I'll take it that I have your permission to send it in as is. Before I do that, and prior to your work getting involved with withholding income for child support, I wanted to ask one last time about the agreement. I added a few things to it that are in bold. Here it is. And by the way, getting the work involved to withhold child support, I mean, that's like when people tell me, I was going to sign up for your Patreon, but now I'm not. It's like, the money was never going to come. That was just a threat. Now, if she believes she's pregnant and she's going to want child support from him, sure. Okay, this might be one of the first times that money is involved. Now, money is definitely involved, but I don't believe money is a motivator for Jane Doe. I don't believe she's doing all of this because she wants some big payday. I believe, this is my opinion, that it's pure revenge that she's after. Revenge from somebody. Maybe it's because they've received a blowjob. Maybe that's super insulting to give someone a blowjob and then they don't want to date you the next day. I can understand that. Trust me, we've all been there. You have a nice night out, you have fun, and then all of a sudden the next day they're like, "Well, I don't really want." It's like, was I bad? What do you need? But I've yet to create a social contract to convince the other person to date me. She says, I also contacted another abortion pill company who said we could still do it at this point if we wanted to. All right, she says it's not too late. You can still date me. It's not too late if we want to do this. You haven't and aren't putting pressure on me to do that, but it is really important that we talk about this if you don't want to have the twins with me. Your behavior leads me to believe that would be your preference, so you need to say something if it is. Please respond to me. Please say anything. All I want is your response. I will not hold it against you whatsoever if you sign the agreement. If you don't, that's fine. But we are having them. I just want to have a fresh start and remove all of this animosity from the picture. Let's let bygones be bygones. Can't we forget about all that crazy talk we had? She said, we need to be making smart decisions right now, not ones driven by emotions. Neither one of us wanted this, but it's happened, and we need to make smart choices. If I don't hear back, then fine, we can continue like this, and I will submit my piece to HuffPost. Threats. But your unresponsiveness is getting you nowhere with me and will get you in trouble with the court. Please simply consider the agreement with modifications. It is written entirely in your favor, not mine. All the best. Would you guys like to read this with me? Here it goes. Here are the changes. Terms of the agreement. The couple agrees that 1. For a period of 1 week, while determining the best course of action for their pregnancy, Party A and Party B will exclusively explore a relationship with, quote, intention, meaning with the goal of it turning into something long-lasting and meaningful. There is no obligation to engage in intercourse if either party is uncomfortable with the act. Number 2, from the date that this agreement is signed until 1 week after, no action whatsoever will be taken in court number or in any other family, civil, or criminal court case. Number 3, this is like Count Dracula. Party A and Party B agree to take a paternity test with the lab of Party A's choice, Ravgen, and will schedule it within 24 hours of when this agreement is signed. Number 4, and by the way, Party A is Clayton, although I do believe they mix it up a little bit. Number 4, after the paternity test results come back, providing Party A, Clayton, to be the father of Party B, Jane Doe's twins, then Party B will execute a HIPAA release for Party B to discuss the pregnancy with any of Party A's providers with the date of conception, May 20th through the end of the pregnancy in February 2024. I think she messed a few of those Party A, Party B's up, but who cares, right? Number 5, if a joint decision is made to terminate the pregnancy, then Party A and Party B will stipulate to dismiss court number once the pregnancy is confirmed by a doctor to no longer be viable. Party B will pay Party A's legal fees to date. And again, I don't even know if that means she'll pay his or he'll pay hers, because we've already established that some of the Party A and Party B's are wrong here. During the 1 week, can we drink some more Monster Energy and get a proofreader here? During the 1 week period. Number 6, if the decision is made to continue the pregnancy. So let's say this 1 week is so much fun. We go to Austria. We go sledding on the Alps. We cozy up to a Christmas tree with some eggnog. Should this week go so well, if the decision is made to continue the pregnancy, then Party A and Party B will discuss what would make the best situation for the children, whether that be raising them together or apart. The goal would be to keep the case out of the court and to avoid accruing continued legal fees. Court number will remain active until an agreement is made outside of court. Then the parties will stipulate to dismiss it. Number 7. Are you guys like me and just not wanting this to end? Number 7. There is no obligation for the relationship to work out beyond the 1 weeks. Maybe it was supposed to be 2 weeks. Maybe, I don't know what the original contract was, but maybe it was like 1 month and they changed it to 1 week. I don't know, but it says weeks plural there. Work out beyond the 1 weeks. However, if it is apparent that this agreement was entered into for the wrong reasons, evidenced by abuse of any kind, verbal, emotional, or physical, it is null and void. Who's going to decide if it's emotional or physical abuse? You looked at me wrong. Abuse. Contract null. Contract void. No contract. Got to go. Number 8. I just ripped my notes. But it was worth it, right? Number 8. Wheat. 8. 8. At the end of the 1-week period, provided the terms have been met, then Party A and Party B are forever barred from bringing charges against each other for any reason up to that date. The hell is this? The hell is this email? Have we lost our dang minds? There's a lot going on out there. So after this subreddit was banned, which again, I don't even know where I stand on that. I don't like the idea of subreddits having someone's name and it can be like a bully magnet for people to come after them. But we have this idea of like, we now have Jane Doe accusing me of cyberbullying and harassment and all these wild things. When it's like, what's the difference between harassment and speaking the truth? And I think that comes with, are you speaking the truth? If we're just sharing things that she said in the court, if we're just sharing these wild and crazy documents, which clearly, in my opinion, are put together to convince him to give her one last shot. You didn't like that blowjob? How about a finger in your ass? Maybe that'll change things. You know what I mean? Are you freaky like that, Clayton? What do you need? Tickle the balls while we do it? I could try again, Clayton. What do my neighbors think is the question. But the point being is, the hell is this? And the fact that this has come out in the court system, and she has not denied it. In the court system, she did say, yeah, while I was acting a little wild, or, you know, I'm paraphrasing here. She said, I did offer that as a solution. I don't know. There's a book turned movie. What's it called, honey? How do you know if a guy's not into you? Sometimes he's not that into you. He's just not that into you. I actually met the guy who wrote the book. Nice guy. Sometimes he's just not that into you. A blowjob's a blowjob, but it ain't a relationship. And in this case, from all I see, I don't even know if Clayton ever responded. But it's hard not to. I mean, if I got an old fashioned of any sort, whether it be oral or through the hand variety, and then I was told that the lady's pregnant, and she said, all you got to do is date me for a week and we'll abort these puppies. I might go, you know what? I could do one of those axe throwing dates, although that might end up in the court papers. He tried to throw an axe at me. It's like, Your Honor, we were at an axe throwing event. 7 days can go by very fast if you're having fun on spring break or whatever, but 7 days can go by very, very slow. The sad truth of what can happen in cases. And again, I'm not comparing Jane Doe's case to the one I'm about to share with you, but this was sent to me from a few days ago by Dr. Todd Grand. Dr. Todd Grand. He's got over 1 million subscribers. Super professional looking set. Serial fake pregnancy offender murders woman to get unborn child. Taylor Parker case analysis. I mean, it's heavy stuff, folks. Now, am I saying that this is what Jane Doe would do? No, not at all. But the things that lead up to this crazy case here, which I'm about to share with you, have some striking similarities to the things somebody would do in order to fake a pregnancy. Could it be that she's not faking the pregnancy and Clayton is a monster, a liar? That is still on the table. And if that's what actually is going down, I fully support, the retribution and the all those types of things. But with that said, and as of yesterday, actually, I'll share this for you guys here. I went on Instagram to share some of the love going on in my life. But as of yesterday, we celebrated the 20-week checkup of my soon-to-be baby due on my birthday. And I can just tell you, it is with an abundance of love, maybe it's on my Instagram, that I share the beautiful, magical, mystical creation of life. I mean, just adorable. I just lose my mind when I think of this. I share that from the rooftops. This is the real deal, folks. Right? So when we look at these actions that can be taken to, be pregnant, even if you believe it or don't, it's pretty scary out there. Here's what Dr. Todd Grande had to say about the Taylor Parker case.
The relationship together, she falsely claimed that she was pregnant. This was not Taylor's first fake pregnancy. She had done this at least 4 times before when she was with various romantic partners. On one occasion, when questioned by someone who wondered about how she could be pregnant after having a hysterectomy, Taylor responded, quote, "It's a miracle. All my stuff grew back," unquote. For the fake pregnancy with Wade, Taylor claimed that she would be having a daughter named Clancy Gale. Taylor put in a lot of effort to make this fake pregnancy convincing. For example, she created fake ultrasounds, posted on social media about being pregnant, told people that she was excited, claimed that she had morning sickness, and even purchased a fake belly. Now moving to the timeline of the crime. On October 9, 2020, at 9:37 a.m., Taylor Parker was pulled over by the police in DeKalb, Texas, about 15 minutes from New Boston. She was holding an infant in her lap. An umbilical cord was connected to the infant as if Taylor had just given birth. Taylor and the infant were transported to McCurtain Memorial Hospital, about an hour north in Idabel, Oklahoma. The infant was pronounced dead a few hours later. Back in Texas, the authorities received a 911 call at 10:18 a.m. from the mother of a 21-year-old woman named Reagan Michelle Simmons Hancock. The mother had visited Reagan's residence on Austin Street in New Boston and discovered that she was dead. When the police arrived, they found a gruesome scene. Reagan had been brutally attacked. She had been stabbed more than 100 times. The police noticed that there was one very large wound across her abdomen. They discovered that Reagan had been 34 weeks pregnant, but there was no sign of a baby. They realized that somebody had murdered Reagan and taken her unborn child.
I can't play anymore, folks. If this seems heavy, it is. This Taylor Parker case is an absolute nightmare. Again, it is not my belief that that is the trajectory of the case we're dealing with here. But to say that it hasn't happened before would be sort of like not paying attention to what can exist out there with mental health issues. Now, I wanted to share with you guys, as I make this video right now, I just received a notification from somebody that there is a new subreddit that exists right now that is called, and this is what we've been saying all along. This is exactly what we want. It's called Justice for Clayton. Okay? And this subreddit will be hopefully used to support his innocence, and whatever happens to anyone that created fake medical documents or all that type of stuff, I'd rather deal with that later. I think if we pursue justice for Clayton, the rest will line up. So rather than think this is a whole witch hunt against me and this and that, no. As I've said, and you guys have witnessed this, we look for the truth here in our Bachelor Nation community. There is no sort of like out to get somebody. There's just somebody who happened to mess with the community that's not willing to let something go, including myself. After dozens of written threats of lawsuits, after threats to go to the FBI and have them investigate me, which have been corroborated by my lawyer that I'm forced to pay to defend my innocence and my reporting, after all of that, does anyone think this is going to go away? Fans aren't created by money. You can't pay people to endorse somebody else. They exist because they value the content they're receiving from the person that's giving it to them. And in this case, the audience, some might say army of people that are supporting Clayton Echard, are not here because they love a 6'5" guy with a strong jawline. And maybe they do. They're here because they see an injustice. And it's important to them that the scales of justice tip into the direction elevating Clayton past this rubbish. It's not going anywhere. And for those listening that might want it to go away, I don't know how to be more direct. If you silence me, if you defame me, if you say I'm harassing you, if you do all of these things, I might go away. The next person's going to pop up, whether they're in Australia or Arizona or anywhere. It's not going away. You need to go away. Take this time. Crush a Monster energy drink. Get your dopamine up. And just consider a loss a loss. We'll be back on Patreon with some very important information I'm going to be sharing with you guys regarding this case right after this.